Title screen.
Voyage Through Disability, an individual life coaching and corporate consulting company, is proud to present This Week in Disability History for August 14th to August 20th, 2023.
We transition to an office setting. It has a bookcase with books and awards, a desk with a computer and a chair. We zoom in on a man with brown hair and a brown beard sitting at his desk, drinking coffee.
Come in.
A blonde, 18-year-old female, wheels into the office and positions herself near the desk and looks at the man behind the desk. He is no longer drinking coffee.
Hi, you must be Liz. It's nice to meet you.
Hello, Mr. Smith.
What can I do for you?
I'm starting college in 2 months at a small public university in my state. I was talking to the person who runs disability services at my future school. I really like her. She said I might qualify for vocational rehabilitation and that you might help me pay for school and maybe other things too. I could really use the help.
Before we talk about that, I have a couple questions for you about your life. Usually, this is just a first, short meeting where we start the process. Then, I spend time verifying that you qualify for services, and then we meet again to discuss what you want from vocational rehab, which is called VR for short. But, because you traveled in today, we'll do the preliminary paperwork and we'll talk about your goals. After you leave, I'll work on your paperwork. It'll take a few weeks. I'm glad you were visiting me in June. That way, if you qualify, it should give us time to work out the financing.
Mr. Smith, that sounds good.
The first set of questions I have for you is about your current finances, food security, access to transportation and other aspects of daily life. That way, we can see if you need support with any of those issues and possibly get that paperwork started, too.
The conversation continues as we transition to the next scene, which is still in the office.
Now, we can finally get to your goals. You said you are starting college this fall?
Right. I'm really looking forward to it, but I'm worried about paying for it. State schools are a lot cheaper than private schools, but if I qualify for help, that would be great.
Do you have a major yet?
I want to study history. There's a professor who teaches disability history. I've watched some YouTube videos and it seems really interesting.
After you graduate, do you want to be a teacher?
I don't think so. I think I want to work in a museum. Setting up exhibits looks like fun. And I could give tours, too.
Because of your interests, do you know how VR started?
Nope, I didn't even know it existed until school told me.
Well, your professor can explain the programs that the early United States developed for disabled veterans from the Revolutionary and Civil War. For World War I veterans, the Smith-Sears Act, which was signed June of 1918, provided for vocational rehabilitation of disabled veterans. The similar law for civilians, which was the Smith-Fess Act, wasn't passed until 1920. However, the 1920 bill needed to be reauthorized, and newly funded, each time it was going to expire. That meant the program could disappear.
Wow, that's ridiculous.
After the Great Depression had started and before America entered World War II, FDR's administration focused on trying to fix the U.S. economy. On August 14, 1935, he signed the law that created permanent funding for vocational rehabilitation for people with disabilities. You may have heard of the other parts of the law. It also created Social Security.
Wow, thanks for teaching me all that. It was really interesting. I guess I truly am meant to be a history major.
If you didn't notice, I'm a bit of a history geek too. Getting back on track, the last thing you need to do today is see the receptionist. She has the medical release paperwork for you to sign.
Thank you so much.
It was great to meet you. Have a good day.
You too, Mr. Smith.
Liz wheels herself out. We transition to a classroom. A woman with gray hair walks in and uses a pointer to point at the chalkboard. She reads the following text which appears on the board.
This video was brought to you by Voyage Through Disability. VTD is a life coaching company focused on helping people with all types of illnesses, disabilities, and pain conditions discover their goals and create plans to reach them.
We transition to the end screen.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Please visit www.voyagethroughdisability.com for information about life coaching and corporate consulting.